Doug Bowser, the Nintendo of America president, has confirmed that Switch 2 games will feature variable pricing. Now, we know that Mario Kart World is priced at $80, and many people have been wondering if that $80 price point will set a standard for Switch 2 games moving forward. We also know that Donkey Kong Bonanza is priced at $70, so there already was some difference among Switch 2 game prices, but this interview indicates that pricing for Switch 2 games will fluctuate throughout the console's lifespan. And Doug Bowser has given us the reasoning behind this variable pricing model. In an interview with the Washington Post, Doug Bowser said, "We'll look at each game, really look at the development that's gone into the game, the breadth and depth of the gameplay, if you will, the durability over time, and the repeatability of gameplay experiences. Those are all factors, and there's many more that go into the consideration of what is the right price point for the game. So I think you can anticipate that there will be variable pricing, and we haven't set a benchmark." To be fair, Nintendo has been saying this same thing since the Switch 2 Direct. Bill Trinen, a vice president at Nintendo, said this same thing a day after the Direct in a Polygon article, and I'll link to that article down in the description. Doug Bowser also referred to variable pricing in the Switch 1 generation and referred back to how Breath of the Wild was priced at $60 while Tears of the Kingdom was charged at $70. So variable pricing is technically nothing new, to be fair to Doug Bowser's point. But it's more concerning now that Nintendo has broken the ice on charging $80 for a game. The question that comes to my mind is, will $70 become the new base price for all Nintendo games? If $70 becomes the new base price, which seems reasonable given Donkey Kong Bonanza's price, that just means that consumers will be paying $70 at a minimum, and all other pricing will go up from there. And in some cases, they're already tacking on $10 to upgrade to Switch 2 editions. So for Tears of the Kingdom, that has essentially become an $80 game. This also raises other concerns like, what if we get a huge first-party Zelda game or a 3D Mario platformer that Nintendo feels they can price at $90? Mario Kart World is already $80 and it's a Mario Kart game. It's not even a proper 3D Mario platformer like Odyssey. I think there is a slim chance that we'll still see games priced at $60. I'm curious to see how they will price Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment and Kirby Air Riders. Once we learn the price of those games, I think we'll have a better understanding of whether or not all Nintendo games going forward will have a base price of $70. But knowing that other games could be priced at $80 is not a good look for Nintendo, especially when you consider that Mario Kart World is clearly a $60 game. At the absolute highest, you could stretch it to $70. And it looks like a great game, to be fair. But just to keep this in perspective, a Mario Kart game is now more expensive than Ghost of Tsushima, or Spider-Man 2, or Gran Turismo 7. If the price of these games is supposed to reflect the, quote, breadth and depth of the gameplay, unquote, and the development is expensive, I get that. But if it's supposed to reflect the depth of the gameplay, is that supposed to mean that Mario Kart has deeper gameplay than Odyssey? The price starts to become less justifiable once you start comparing it even to other Nintendo titles. Odyssey has deeper gameplay than Mario Kart, and yet Mario Kart is more expensive. So it just doesn't make sense. I do think these individuals, Doug Bowser and Bill Trinen, are giving the honest answer as to why sometimes Nintendo titles are priced higher. But if I'm a video game company who wants to make a profit, doesn't it make sense that I would want to charge the highest prices that I can? Especially when I have an ecosystem of famous console exclusive IPs. In light of this variable pricing model being confirmed, the question becomes, what is the new baseline? Is it $60? Is it $70? And after that, how high can these prices go? Nintendo also released a new app to go alongside the Switch 2, so if you want to check that out, you can click here to take a look.